We are at a place that a lot of people say Belém actually started from this point. And there are 4 different places around here. So we have a list to go check out all of these places today. The square that we are at is called Praca Frei Caetano Brandão, and right next to it you see the Metropolitan Cathedral of Belém, which is the first place we are going to see now. So inside the cathedral there is a lot of paintings, a lot of beautiful details. As you can see on top also there is more paintings, more gorgeous decorations. There are also tinted glasses at the end on top, and also here in the beginning when you enter. It is fantastic, really gorgeous.
I was just talking to somebody who goes, he walks inside of the church to give some a brief of history, and he was telling me that everything inside of the church was designed and made by Italian artists. They came here in the 18th century, 19th century, and they renovated the church. Apparently inside it was completely all white, and the Italian artists, they came and they painted all of these paints that we can see all around, and also they changed the color of the church, and all the painting that was done by this Italian artists. And you can even see on top of the altar all the marble statues that it's very common in Italy. This organ is still playing, and it's played in all the masses that the church, they do it in the church, and all the events too, so it is still working perfectly. And the church was built in 1719. Initially it was just a little church inside of the fort that we're gonna go see next, and then after that they brought the church here and they built this big construction of this church.
The Metropolitan Cathedral was amazing. A lot of our viewers might think that, oh my god, every video you show a church, but you're in Brazil, a Catholic country, and a lot of history and religion has a lot of presence. And this one specifically inside, I find it one of the most beautiful we have seen, right? And
it is the first church built in this style, neoclassic and then Baroque, in Brazil, and I haven't seen anything like that in Brazil.
Very nice, definitely worth the visit. All the detail on the side, in the ceiling, amazing. Very nice and beautiful.
So the church is here, and then just across the church, in front of it, there is this big building too here, which is a museum of art religion that if you want you can go and visit. What I can see, there is a lot of tourists here that we see buses passing by and all the time, so apparently there is a very busy area. But if you want, there is this museum to visit, which is about religions.
Also, another thing that is very interesting about the church, from outside it looks very simple. You can't even imagine that inside it's that beautiful. And I'm gonna show you the square also that is right in front from this angle, because we walked from the other side. So there's this nice statue in the middle also. Now, there are two other places we want to go check out. There's this one, Casa das 11 Janelas, which is the house with 11 windows. And over there, this is a fortress that we also have to go and see. So let's go to the house with 11 windows first, and then after that we're gonna go to the fort. Before going to the house with 11 windows, which is right here, we also came across this beautiful old mailbox. It's amazing. Look at this. Very cute. We walked past the structure, which is the house with 11 windows, and we came basically in the back of the building because it's less noisy, it's much nicer to see. And on the other side also, I will show you some of the footage after, but they are renovating, they're painting the facade of the building, so we wanted to show you this side first. There is a restaurant right next to it, and if I turn the camera, it is right by the water.
House of 11 windows, or Casa das 11 Janelas, was built in the middle of the 18th century and served as a residence for a wealthy landlord, Domingos da Costa Barcelos. He was the owner of the sugarcane plantation around the city. And then once this house was taken over by then the government of Pará, which was how the government at the time was named, the mansion was home to a military hospital and subsequently used for military purpose. Today, the structure is one of the important structures in the city and a popular tourist spot for those who admire its late Baroque interiors and decor. Various works of local contemporary art are displayed at the events organized by the municipality. Besides, the garden is also used as a venue for various cultural events, and also it has a restaurant. So if you want to come and eat and have a meal at this part of the city, you can go to the restaurant located at the Casa das 11 Janelas.
So this is the other side of the building, which is actually the front, but as you can see, they are doing some renovations or maybe just maintenance actually to paint, because in Belém there is a lot of humidity, so you constantly have to take care of the paint and the facade of the buildings. All the other buildings that are not taken care of, they all have mold in front. So this one, they are making sure that it keeps its beautiful facade. And of course, I counted and there are 11 windows. So it's the actual thing. And just to also show you the location, we were at the cathedral. That's the square in the middle. This is the house with 11 windows, and right next to it is the fortress, which is the next place that we are going to visit. Okay, we're inside the fortress. This fortress was built in 1616, and also the first chapel of the city was built here, which had the same name as what the Metropolitan Cathedral is now called, which is Our Lady of Grace in English, if you want to translate it. This fortress was very, very strategic at the time for the Portuguese. The fort was also listed as a historic structure by the National Historic and Artistic Heritage Institute of Brazil in 1961. Now let's go up and see what was the view of the soldiers guarding the fortress. Wow. There is a thick wall around, so let's go on top and patrol the fortress. Wow, it's beautiful. From here you can see it is on this corner that you can basically monitor the whole area here. This is a bay called the Bay of Guarajá. Another thing very, very interesting, my God, look at the size of the cannon. And even back then they had this system that they had little wheels and they could turn them based on where they wanted to aim and shoot, and on both sides. Basically this is like a railing, and the wheel down there would go on it and they could adjust the angle. Amazing. At that time they had this technology. As you walk around, you will end up on this wall, and look at the thickness of this wall here. And at the end I'm gonna show it to you that even besides the wall, at the bottom you also have like a ditch where they would probably put water, and that would create another barrier for the enemy so they could not come in. I'm gonna go here to show it to you. Just have to be careful not to fall. Like you see around here, down there is also this opening, and this bridge, I assume it would come up so they could completely close the fortress. Look at all of these cannons that are still there, and there are more actually here. Also you can see that they were there outside as well, and an extremely strategically important place. Now there's this staircase also that takes you to the roof of where the structure, the building, is located. So from here too, for sure they would have a very nice view. Wow. You're walking here and you can just imagine how many people, the soldiers that were walking here guarding the fortress. It's really amazing. And what I mentioned earlier about the facade of the house with 11 windows, which is located right there, that they are doing the maintenance. Here you see some other buildings that are not taken care of, and you see humidity really ruins the facade of the buildings compared to the other two at the end that are very cute and colorful. Also, for our next video we are going to that place over there, which is a market, and behind that there is another place that has a lot of restaurants, a lot of hustle and bustle, and nice places to hang out, to have a meal. So that would be in our next video. Now let's walk around the fort and feel like royals.
Inside the fortress, there is a museum that is called Museu do Encontro, which means like the meeting museum, that showcases the meeting of the Europeans when they arrived in Belém, and the native people that were already here. So there is a lot of artifacts from the native, and also like a lot of things that the European brought with them. So it means like the museum celebrates the meeting of these two civilizations, the Europeans and the native people.
Also, there are these pictures here about the construction and also how it was. I believe at some point they had to repair some parts of the structure, so this talks about that. As you can see here, some of the cannons were actually buried, so they had to take them out and dig a bit to take all of the objects out. This is also another map of the fort. This is basically where we are, actually right here. That's around, and these are the ones outside that you saw in the other footage with the other cannons that are laid outside. I'm gonna show you now too. They're actually right here. As soon as you pass this bridge, there's two, and then behind this wall also, where it's going down, there's a slope. There are more cannons. So this ends this video. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like. It really helps the rating of the video on our channel. If you have any questions, any comments, don't forget to leave us comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.